The opinions expressed on the X and Y show are the sole opinions of the host. Please note, there is no intentional desire to offend any member of the listening audience. With that said, if you still feel offended, tough shit.
It's time for the X and Y show with your host, Mr. Roosevelt. He talks about man topics, lady topics, and relationships. He talks about love, sex, and infidelities. He even gives good tips. There is no other show that compares to the X and Y show.
Oh yeah. Sit back, take your clothes off, and relax. It's time for the X and Y show, where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. The only place on the planet that tackles the topics that everyone wants to talk about, but no one is brave enough to address. Nothing escapes X and Y, baby. Now, here's your host, Roosevelt Colbert.
And greetings. Welcome to another segment of the X and Y show, and I'm your host, Roosevelt. And I hope you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving yesterday. I almost did a special show, but I said, everybody going to be eating, everybody going to be fucking. And so I said, what's the use? Just do it on Friday. And, I think it'll be better. But, I'm sure you guys still had a very good Thanksgiving. A lot to be thankful for if you're living. That's definitely a lot to be thankful for. I hope you guys were safe doing, what's going on with the pandemic and this coronavirus and all this bullshit. I hope everybody stayed safe and followed the guidelines as much as possible. I know a lot of you are tired of this shit. I'm tired of it. And a lot of you, probably took a chance yesterday that you shouldn't have, but I hope you all were safe. Me, I was invited to go somewhere, but I said, hell no. Mainly because of the amount of people that was going to be there, and I just didn't trust that shit. Sorry. Don't get me wrong. I think that this coronavirus is a bad thing. I think that it's being blown out of proportion because, if you go to the doctor or the hospital rather, and you die of a snake bite, they're going to put coronavirus, so I do think that it's being overplayed. However, that doesn't mean I'm going to go to a function with 20, 25, 30 people. I'm not going to take that kind of damn chance, but, it's something we get to, it's different. This holiday's going on. It's different. So hopefully by next year, this should be over with. And, we can have a regular holidays again. I don't think anyone would take holidays for granted. At least I won't ever again after this shit. Or just not just on the holidays, just going out, going out to a place, to a bar or whatever, but not worrying about a fucking mask and worry about getting sick and just having a drink and like we used to do, like we, trying to get pussy and all of that kind of stuff, and for you women trying to get dick, whatever, but back to normal, so I guess we'll get back to that one day, but we'll see. I'm going to get into some questions this week. The first one is from Barbara. Barbara says, "Hi, Roosevelt. Love your show. How do you know so much about relationships?" Well, Barbara, I don't claim to know anything. This is just purely my opinion. However, I see a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of friends of friends and friends of friends of friends, and, and family members. So I see a lot of shit. I observe. A lot of times, people think, many times I'm quiet around, especially new settings. I'm very quiet, and a lot of people always say, "Oh, he's so quiet." I'm not quiet. It's just that I'm observing. I'm watching these motherfuckers, and by sometimes keeping your mouth closed, you can observe a lot. You can learn how stupid motherfuckers really are just by just looking at them. So I see a lot, Barbara, just by observing. I know what's going on. I'm out there, and I've been approached by some dating coaches or dating experts or whatever. And, how do you know? I've been to this such and such, and I have this degree, and fuck all that. This is my opinion. And for those of you people that do go to them, I'm not knocking you for that. Go to them. Shit, I'm not trying to stop you from doing it. But, when you really look at it, a lot of those people, they're married. Yeah. And they was married in 1974. I'm sorry, 84. So they don't know what the fuck going on in a dating game now. They don't know a goddamn thing. They are guessing. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'll go ahead and say it. They don't know shit. Maybe 30 years ago, but now they don't know what the fuck going on. So if you want to listen to a motherfucker who was married in 74, 84, you go right ahead. But, I'm on the ground. I see what's going on out there. I know what's going on. I know who's doing what. So I'm giving a new perspective. So I guess it depends on who you are. You want a new perspective or an old perspective. You want to know what was going on 30 years ago? Go to them. And I say that because, a lot of these dating experts, some of them fuck with me, for no reason. I'm a nice guy. I don't bother nobody, but I'm not going to take no shit. So, anyway. But anyway, Barbara, that's to answer your question. I just observe. That's all I do. And if you keep your mouth shut and observe, you'll be surprised how much you really are able to learn how stupid people are. That's all I'll say. Next question is from Brent. Hi, Roosevelt. I like having my dick sucked. My girlfriend really sucks my dick well. The only thing that I don't like about her oral pleasure skills is that she does not swallow. Oh, shit. That's a big one. I've communicated to her that's what I want, that's what I like, and I really would prefer that she do that, and she refuses to do it. She has made it very clear that even if they get married, she will absolutely not do that. What do? I really like her. Well, Brent, a long time ago, I would have said, what's the big deal of having a woman swallow your cum? But now, being older and wiser and going through that and experiencing that, I understand exactly where you're coming from. And a lot of women don't get it, or either they don't get it or just don't give a fuck. And I think it's more of the latter. Women just don't give a fuck if you like it or not. They're not doing it. And that's, man, having your dick sucked and swallowing your cum, that's like the difference between Red Label and Blue Label. For those Scotch drinkers, you know what I'm talking about. You want Red Label or Blue Label. That's the difference between having AC and having no AC. The total contrasts are so much different. Oh, that's the greatest thing when a woman sucks your dick and swallows the cum. I don't know why they don't understand it. But like I said, a lot of women, they understand. They just don't give a fuck. They know you like it. They know you find it very pleasurable if they suck your dick and then swallow your cum. They know that. They just don't give a fuck. So my advice to you, Brent, if she's not doing that now, you guys are in a relationship, and she's already made it clear that even if you get married, she's not going to do it. It's only one thing to do. Break up with her. I mean, I'm not sugarcoating it. Break up with her. Now, it sounds like, you need that. Now, I was going to say, if you don't really absolutely need your dick sucked and have the cum swallowed, if you can live without having that, then I would say don't break up with her. But it doesn't sound like that's the case. It sounds like that you really enjoy that. It sounds like that you really want that when you're receiving oral pleasures. So I would say that the fact that she's not doing it is really bothering you. So if you're in a relationship now, how much is it going to bother you when you're actually married to her? And then at that time, you can't say shit because she said, look, I didn't do this when we were in a relationship. So I don't know why you expected me to do it now. Especially when I told you if we got married, I wasn't doing it. And she's right. You can't say anything. She already communicated with you that she's never going to do that. And perhaps she will later down the line. That's something you're willing to gamble for. I wouldn't. So my advice to you, Brent, if that's something you absolutely need, and she's already told you she's not going to do that shit, break up with her. Cut your losses. Find you someone that'll suck your dick and swallow your cum. They're out there. All right, without further ado, let's get into this week's episode. This week's episode, like it's plural, it's singular. What do the lonely women do at Christmas? Let me repeat that again. What do the lonely women do at Christmas? 'Tis the season to be jolly, but how can I when I have I had a sore throat. But you get what I'm saying. It's the hit by the emotions. What do the lonely do at Christmas? And now, this show is particularly for the women. X and Y. Sometimes I deal with X subjects. Sometimes I deal with Y subjects. Sometimes I deal with X and Y. This one dealing with X's. This is for the women. What do the lonely women do at Christmas time? And, now I'm taking a chance, ladies, because, doing this episode, I might have my man card. I might have to go on trial for this. There's been a couple episodes where I already been on trial. This is one of them because I'm going against the grain of telling you some things to look out for during the holidays. And I might get my man card. I might get suspended for a little while for this, but you know me, I don't give a fuck. The X and Y show is keeping it real. This is how it is. So I'm asking you ladies, ask yourself, what, for those of you single, of course, if you're married, then, this obviously don't apply to you. Hopefully it don't. But I guess if your man is in the military, you are alone, but that's different. I'm talking about the ladies that are in relationships. Well, not in relationships, excuse me. And they're lonely. And they've been lonely for quite some time. And now the holidays are here. So, ladies, what are you doing during the holidays? What are you doing during these times? Thanksgiving. Well, it's kind of it kind of starts at Halloween, even though Halloween's not holiday, but it starts. Halloween and Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and New Year. So Halloween is like the first bell or whatever. And so what are you doing, ladies? What are you doing? A lot of you are very lonely out there. And I wanted to do this show because I think a lot of women fall for a lot of bullshit during this time. Women are very vulnerable during this time of the year. Because they don't want to be lonely. A lot of them. Now, a lot of them say that they don't care, but that's bullshit. Actually, those who say they don't care, they okay, those are the ones who are really lonely. So when you ask the lady, you know she's single, and how do you feeling? Oh, I'm fine. Oh no, I'm good. No, she's not good. Okay, that's a front. Those are the ones who are really fucked up during this time of the year. Now, you have a lot of women, they do a lot of things, but some women either suffer through the holidays and just wait till it's over, but that's a long time. You know, like I said, Halloween, then you go through October, actually the whole month of October, might as well say, and then you got Thanksgiving, the whole month of November, then you got December, the whole month of December. Then you got New Year's, and then it takes you all the way into Valentine's. So that's like 5 months that women are catching hell when they're alone. And that's a long time. So a long time to suffer alone. So a lot of women choose not to do that. Some women do. They just bear it out. You know, after Valentine's Day, then it goes back to normal. And but some women don't. You know, they don't want to be alone. Particularly when it's somewhere where it's cold. That makes it worse. I know this because when I was in Atlanta, that was the best time to get pussy. Around September and up until, I would say, early January. That's the best time to get pussy. I mean, I'm talking about years ago. You know, I don't do that kind of stuff now. I don't do that now. I've changed. I'm a good guy. I don't do that. I'm talking about my young days. You know, long time ago. Long time ago. But you know, a lot of women they'll pretty much do anything to get pussy, to get someone so they don't have to be lonely. And I'm pleading with you, ladies, don't do that. You're worth more than that. Don't let guys take advantage of you during this time of year. There's a lot of guys out there that will take advantage of you because they know during this time of year you're a very fragile state and that you are vulnerable to fall for a lot of okie doke. They know this. And so they come at you with a lot of shit, and you don't, shit that you normally wouldn't fall for, you do, because, you know, it's that time of year. You don't want to be alone. You know, some women, like I said, fight through it and they just wait till after Valentine's Day and then they're okay. Some women can't do that. Some women can't wait 5-6 months until after Valentine's to, you know, try to find them someone. So you either have two scenarios, and the women that choose to wait, usually they are crazy as hell. You know, very moody, you know, because they're seeing everybody else being happy and being festive, and they're miserable. So they want miserable to join them. So, you know, they crazy as hell. It affects them mentally, and they just mean. You know, they just don't say shit to them. They don't want to see you happy. You happy? Good for you. Get the fuck out of my feet. You know, they really agitated during that time because they're not happy. They're lonely. And then you have the other ones who doing things that they normally wouldn't do, like fucking. you know, being more promiscuous than they would normally be during other times. you know. And I'm not saying, I shouldn't say promiscuous. Being more free willy, it could be one guy or two guys, depending on how things work out. But basically, the bottom line, they're fucking somebody that they normally wouldn't even give the time of the day, just because they don't want to be alone during the holidays. Now, what, when you think about it, just for these holidays, like I said, I don't count Halloween, but a lot of people do. So I'm not going to count Halloween. Let's just say Thanksgiving and Christmas. And New Year's too. Let's say New Year's. Because a lot of times you don't want to bring New Year's in alone, right? That's the big thing. So let's say Thanksgiving, New Year's, and Christmas. So those 3 days, but those 3 days, but they last over, 3 months is September, October, November, December, January. So we're talking about 3 months, 4 months, give a little, take a little. And I'm excluding Valentine's Day, and I'm excluding Halloween now. Okay. So just for these 3 days, a lot of women are really willing to be in a fucked up relationship with a fucking clown just not to be alone. And that's something that women have to stop doing. Ladies, I'm a man. I don't have to tell you this shit. Like I said, I'm putting my man card on jeopardy. Somebody might put me on trial for this shit. I shouldn't be telling you this shit, but this is the X and Y show. This is the only place you can get the real story how it is. There are men that will be coming at you. I mean, I know because I used to be one of them. I used to be one of them. I used to love this time of year because there'd be so many lonely women wanting to be with someone during the holidays, not be alone, anything but be alone during this time of year. It's cold outside too. Oh my goodness. And then when, at that time I was in Atlanta, of course I was in Dover, and I was in a lot of cold places, Alaska, Jersey, Philly. So I was in a lot of cold places where women really did not want to be alone during that time of the year. And I took advantage of that. And I got a lot of pussy during that time. Now, it was a long time ago. I wouldn't do that now. It was a long time ago. Trust me, I don't do that kind of thing. Now I'm talking about a long time ago. Long time. Like, I don't remember the year, but it's a long time ago. I used to do that. And not just me, a lot of guys take advantage of women during that time of the year. So ladies, don't fall for that shit. Don't fall for being with someone, with a fucking idiot for 3 days out of the year. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Like I said, I'm excluding Halloween and Valentine's Day. I should include Valentine's Day, really, though. But I won't do that. I'm just saying that the main holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's. Don't be with a fucking clown for those 3 days. It's just not worth it. Because what are the results? What are the results? For those 3 days of being in a fucked up relationship with a fucking clown, those 3 days, you have a result being a lifetime of fuck up. Did you hear what I said? Just for those 3 days, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, you can have a lifetime of fuck up. So just because you didn't want to be alone for those 3 days, you with this fucking idiot and have a lifetime result of a fuck up. And that could range in a lot of ways. Pregnancy. You can get pregnant from a fucking clown. A lot of you who are listening to my voice right now, it has already happened to you. You already had a kid from a guy during a holiday time. You didn't want to be lonely. Then, you're all in holiday bliss and shit, and letting somebody who you wouldn't normally give the time of the day a fucking idiot, and then not only getting with them, but letting them nut all in you. So now you got a pregnancy. Now you got a kid. So you can get pregnant. You can get an STD. You can get some serious shit, herpes. That's going to be with you a long time. It's not going anywhere. All for 3 days? Is it worth it? And unfortunately, you can get death. There's some crazy motherfuckers out there who could do something. I mean, you never know. Like, during this time, you make poor decisions. Basically, where you're getting with anyone just not to be alone. So, ladies, listen to me. I'm telling you, I'm a man. There are men right now plotting against you because they know this is a very bad time of the year for you, and they know that you're very weak, and they will be coming after you to take advantage of you, use you, fuck you, and then after the holidays are over, dismiss you. When all of the holiday bliss is over with, and they've used you up. Don't allow yourself to be used by men just not to be lonely for these holidays. Do other things to occupy your time. Read a fucking book. Half of you motherfuckers don't read enough anyway. Read a book. Do something with your life. Get out and exercise. Call your parents if they're still around. Call your family if they're still around. Do a hobby. Find a hobby. If you like to draw more. You can become my Patreon, and you can talk to me. My point is, occupy your time in other ways. It doesn't take a man for you to be fulfilled during the holidays. And that's some shit I thought I would never say, 20 years ago. I'm what? But yeah, you don't need a man to fulfill yourself during the holidays. So don't do something that you will regret for the rest of your life. Just not to be lonely during the holidays. Those 3 days. So think about that, ladies. When the holidays, we already passed Halloween, and I don't count that, but we already passed Thanksgiving, and a lot of you are getting fucked right now from a fucking idiot who you shouldn't be fucking. You know who I'm talking to. You know who I'm talking to. So a lot of you have already fallen for the okie doke. But those of you who have not fallen for the okie doke yet, do not allow yourself to suffer the consequences of a bad decision of getting with a fucking idiot just to be with someone during the holidays. We still got Christmas coming up, the whole month of December, all of the Christmas hoopla. Then we got the New Year's. And then, of course, you're going to ease into the Valentine's season. This is a time where you're most fragile. So you have to make good decisions. Do other things to occupy your time. You do not need a man to fulfill your needs during the holiday season. Now, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't be with a man. I'm not saying that. If he's a good man, get with him. But all I'm saying is just don't get with anybody. Just don't get with any fucking dummy with a dick. That's all I'm saying. Get with someone who you can see yourself being in a productive relationship with. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I know the ladies did. And guys, if you want to put me on trial and try to take my man card, that's fine. I haven't been convicted yet. Be sure to check out the X and Y Show on all of the outlets that you listen to. I'm on Podbreed Network. That's a very good up-and-coming podcast network. A lot of great podcasts other than my own. You want comedy, true crime, journals, relationships. They're all there. So check out Podbreed Network. I'm also on Apple. I'm on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Castbox, Google, Apple. I think I've mentioned that. So be sure to check me out. Be sure to subscribe. I'm also on social media. I'm on Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Instagram. You can check them all out on my website, which is www.thexyshow.com, www.thexyshow.com. So be sure to check it out there. And also the store will be open next week. I promise. There's going to be some stuff in there for Christmas. And so get your Christmas shirt, take a picture, and I would definitely post it on Instagram account and show everyone that you're a true X and Wire. Or if you want to send me other pictures of your Christmas, pictures of your family and stuff like that, I will do that as well. So do that, and I will see you next week. But I want you all to remember that you cannot have love without X and Y. Later.
You've been listening to The X and Y Show with your host, Roosevelt Colbert, the place where real relationship issues are talked about and addressed. Join us next time. You can now put your clothes back on, or not.